Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. Last time it seemed like when I posted story times about dating, you guys really seemed to like it. So if you guys have not seen the story time about me dating a crazy guy from Ghana, I'm gonna go ahead and link it up here so you guys can go ahead and check that out. This story time is gonna be about me dating a psycho bipolar guy, because I've had a lot of weird dating experiences. So we just gonna go ahead and jump into it. This started probably in 2013, 2014. This was right when I graduated from dental assisting school and I was working at my first dental job. I was young, dumb, and trying to find love. I had been looking on dating websites for whatever reason. You know, dating websites was kind of a thing back then. I was probably like 21, 22 years old. All I remember is that I had showed my manager a picture of him, and she told me never date a guy who has dirty shoes. I was young, dumb, stupid, was not listening, and I was being naive, like, you know, maybe he just had like a bad day or whatever, you know, he just took pictures. Being stupid. Like, why would you take pictures with dirty shoes? Whatever the case. So I ended up talking to him. He was cute. He was light-skinned. He had like hazel eyes. We just gonna call him C. That's what we gonna call him. So me and him was talking for a while. We started becoming very close. I would go to work with him a lot because on the days that I was off, he would drive trucks. So he would deliver like medicine and deliver like packages to certain places. He drove like a van. So I would go everywhere with him. I started to see like weird things when I found out that he lied about his name. His name, so the name he gave me was Corey, which that was not his real name. Didn't know that till later on. And my roommate peeped it. But his name wasn't Corey, it was C. Okay, it was something different, and he lied about his name. Me and my friend had just moved out. We decided to move to Indiana and get a house together. We had like a nice ass crib in Indiana. It was a 3-bedroom. She had a daughter. She's got a daughter, and her daughter had a 3rd bedroom. Me and her had separate rooms. You know, this was my first time moving out. So it was like, oh my God, I'm by myself, independent. I would have him come and stay over a lot. My roommate didn't like that. Which, looking back on it now, I can understand why she didn't. But me and her ended up getting into it over and fell out over the whole situation. I hope that this is clear. Is it clear? So yes, so the first weird incident, because I'm trying to remember it all too, because this happened like a long time ago. This has to be probably like 12 years ago. How did it go? There's just so many weird things. So the main one incident was I found out later on that he had 2 kids. Not a big deal, but that was just too much for me to take on at my age because I was so young. I was only 21, 22. What do I look like being with a guy and trying to be a mama, a stepmama, and I'm 22 years old. I was being young and stupid. And we was talking for a while. Found out he had 2 kids. When I found out that he had 2 kids, I did not know he had a psycho baby mama too. Okay, that was something that I found out later based off 2 incidents. Come to find out his baby mama stayed in Riverdale. If you guys are from Chicago or anywhere close to that in Illinois, you guys know what Riverdale is. Riverdale is like gutter. That's what it is. It's dirty, it's filthy, it's all types of shit. You always gonna find low price housing in Riverdale because it's dirty. And so his baby mama, whatever, stayed in the Pace Setters. If y'all seen Pace Setters, if y'all never seen the Pace Setters in Riverdale, when you first see it, you gonna know exactly what it is, because it's a small community of houses stacked on top of each other, and they all different colors. Like, it is ratchet. I was intrigued though, because I was young, and I'm like, you know, I like this guy, so I'm gonna be kicking it with him. He was the first one who really introduced me into smoking and all types of stuff like that. So our link ups would be us linking up, smoking, drinking, doing stuff like that. I was young. One incident, we went and we used to just link up, kick it. Me and him went to this house thing with his friends. We always used to go and kick with his friends. Went to go kick with his friends, and we end up smoking. And then that was the first time I had lean. If you guys don't know what lean is, I'm telling you guys. So we went to the gas station, went and got some foam cups, went and got some ice, big bag of Jolly Ranchers, and they had like the cough medicine codeine. Filled it up in a liter of pop. Got a liter of pop. I think it was like pineapple or something like that. I can't remember. Put it in there, shook it up, blah, blah, blah. Poured it in our cup. So I'm sitting there with a cup. I had drank this much because I'm like, I don't like it like that. I don't see why y'all really like it like that. Whatever. I hope y'all don't be trying to knock this video because I'm talking about lean. But y'all be talking about drugs on here all the time. Okay? Hope y'all don't. But anyways, went over his friend's house, drinking, smoking, drinking lean. Fell asleep. Woke up. What is this? Because why do everybody get together to just sit there and smoke and drink lean and sleep? That is crazy to me. Didn't want to do that again. That was just little stuff that we did for fun. Young and dumb, once again. So, I go kick it with him. He tells me to go meet him. No, he takes me to go to this park in Riverdale. He's like, it's a big ass park. You know what's nice? I guess it's a park that's been around a long time in Riverdale. And it's not like a park for kids. It's like that lit ass park that you go to kick it. You smoking, you chilling. You know, it's not a lot of kids around, but it'll be some kids, but it's not a park for kids. You know, so I'm like, I'm cool, I'm excited, I'm you know, I'm getting ready to go and everything. So we go. I'm walking up to the park. He stopped for a minute. What's wrong? He's like, nothing. Okay, so we keep walking. He paused. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I gotta go talk to her real quick. I say, who? He say, my baby mama. What? So automatically I'm like, you set me up, because why would you take me to this random ass park that your baby mama already live in the area and you ain't know she was gonna be there? Whatever. So he walk over there, go talk to her. I guess she saw me. This bitch runs after both of us. So at this point, he goes up to talk to her for a minute. He sees me. She sees me. She gets to running after me. He running too. So we both running at this point, running back to the car. She leave the kids somewhere. She has two little kids. I think they about maybe like 1 or 2 years apart. And they're both in a stroller. She got a double stroller. No, she got a single stroller and one of them's walking. Something like that. They was little though. They had to both be under 5 years old. Leaves them, runs across the street to go run after us, leaves her kids off on the sidewalk somewhere by the street. Runs after us to go get us. I run in the car. I run in the car to go get in the car. He run in the car. We both pull off. Crazy as hell. I'm like, why would you bring me up here knowing that your baby mama's up here? Cycle. Still being a dummy. Stayed with him, right? Right. Being a goofy. So I just kept hearing little stuff about how she don't like me, blah, blah, blah. Of course, why would you? You know, you probably still in love with him. You got 2 kids by him. Later on, I kind of find out he and his baby mama used to fight. But, you know, I ain't think nothing of it because I'm like, you know, every relationship's different. You know, people will go through one thing with somebody and then the next relationship is completely different. Like, it's nothing like that. So I didn't think nothing of it. But, you know, I'll sweep that under the rug. You know, I'm just like, you know, they fight. And I ain't really know the extent to what it was. So, you know, I'm still kicking with him. I'm still going with him every day. Riding to work with him, hiding in his van because he wasn't supposed to have nobody go with him on his drop off. So I would go in his van in the morning, not hide underneath a blanket while he load the truck up. And then when he load the truck up and pull out the garage, then I'm right there. Stupid, right? Whatever. So we decide one day that we're gonna go kick it by the lakefront. He's like, you know, I gotta make this one stop in Riverdale. And he lived in Glenwood. Like in the back. If y'all know the burbs, then y'all know that part. But it's down Halsted, Keep that all the way out. You pass Harvey, you hit Riverdale. So I'm thinking like, you know, he just real familiar with Riverdale. I ain't think none of it. I'm like, you know, it ain't no way he finna go out there with his baby mama or whatever. I ain't think none of it. Being stupid. Like, this my man, I'm riding with him. Being dumb. So we go out there. He's like, I want to hit this liquor store real quick because the liquor stores in Riverdale, at least at that time, they was taking link. So you could get liquor and stuff off your link or whatever. He had a link card or whatever. Being stupid. Went out there. We pull up to the liquor store. I'm sitting in the car for a minute. He circled around the block. I'm like, what you doing? The liquor store right here. He like, nah, I'm just circling around the block. All right. Didn't think none of it. Pulled up to the liquor store. Finally, I look outside. His baby mama out there. I'm like, why? I'm telling you, crazy, right? I'm like, why is she out here? This bitch walks up to my car. My window, like, right here. Which my dumb ass, if I would have known better, I would have rolled that bitch up. It's right here, halfway, like right here. This bitch proceeds to stick her head close to my window and spits in my window, G. Luckily, she missed me. Spits in my window. What the fuck is you doing? So I pull the door open to get out the car because at this point, I'm ready. Like, we finna box. Like, that's just what it is. He pulls the car off. He pulls off in the car and the door is still halfway open. My foot out the door. I'm like, I can't even get out now because we on the street now. Why would you pull off knowing this bitch just spit in the car and you ain't even let me do nothing? Pissed me off the whole time. That was crazy, right? I'm like, this nigga is psycho. So, whatever. Another stupid ass incident. And I'm still the dummy that stayed. Still the idiot that decided to stay, right? Goofy. Looking back at it now, like, why would you do that? Still trying to remember everything though, you guys. This was a long time ago. But, I would see like little text messages in his phone. Like, cause I remember I looked at his phone one time and it was a picture of his son in there. Cause he had a daughter and a son. And she sent him a picture of their son. And right under it, it was like an extra conversation. You know how you could, you know how you delete text messages, but sometimes you forget to delete everything. It was like a continuation of a conversation they previously had, but when you scrolled up, it was nothing. So then I went back to check, and in the phone, I don't even know how I got this information, y'all, but she was just like, if you don't blase Skippy, I'ma tell shorty that you fucking with that, I ain't fucking you. I'm like, what? I'm like, and I bring the text message up to him. I'm like, what is this about? He like, here I go being stupid. He's like, no, you know, she's just saying this because she's bitter and, you know, I'm just trying to keep things smooth with her because I still want to see my kids. You know, niggas always get that same type of excuse. Whatever, being a dummy, fell for it. So I started getting close to his mom, and he had a younger brother. Like, not too much younger than him because his brother was driving and everything too, had a nice car and everything. But I stayed in Glenwood. He stayed in the back part of Glenwood. And so I had moved to Indiana at the time, so my roommate was tripping, so I wasn't really going over there like that. I was really just staying at his crib at that point. So he stayed in the crib with his mama and his brother, and that's how it was. His mama wasn't really there like that. She'll be kind of in and out because she worked a lot, and his brother was just like in school or something like that. And so it'll really just be me and him at the crib. So I would stay at his house like that for a while. And then what was I getting at? Yeah, his mom liked me or whatever. So me and him started getting close, and this was really the very first toxic relationship I ever dealt with, probably the worst. Everything. So like I said, we was cool with each other all the time. I ended up getting pregnant. Mind you, I'm 22. I ended up getting pregnant. And I go to him, and at that point I already felt like we was becoming distant because it was just weird things going on between us. It'll be moments when he's extremely happy, and then other moments he's just like flat out angry and aggressive, and excuse me, just all types of stuff like that. And I just remember him telling me one time, like, it'll be like, mind you, I already told you that he said that him and his baby mama used to fight. It was another time he told me, like, yeah, you know, I pulled a gun out to her head and held it to her head. You know, I'm hearing all this, but still being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are the type of signs that all young women, if you guys are hearing these type of signs, don't be stupid. Don't be young and dumb. Don't be in love. No man is worth your life and your sanity. And I'm telling you guys that right now, because I've been through some stuff, and if looking back at it now, I wish I would have, like, opened my eyes up to more things and not been so dumb and naive. So he told me, still thinking that every relationship is different, which it can be, but in this circumstance, there's a lot of red flags that you should look out for. And so I just remember him telling me that, and I thought he was joking. You know, I didn't really think anything of it. So I went to the doctor with him one time, and he flat out told me, he's like, you know, I used to take medicine when I was a kid. I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, I used to take Ritalin. And I looked it up, and I'm like, that's medication for bipolar, for you being bipolar, and he don't take it anymore. So that explains his random outbursts, him being extremely happy sometimes, and then him being completely angry sometimes and just rage. Like, that explained it. And he did not want to get back on it. And mind you, he did other drugs on top of that, perks, every type of thing you could name. And I was sitting there being dumb. So back to what I was talking about. Went up there, found out I was pregnant. Me and him was not really on level playing fields at that point. I had told him, I'm like, hey, I'm pregnant. Told him that when I was in the room with him at his mama crib. He's like, and he was already in a bad mood that day, it looked like. And I had been staying at my mom's house at that point. Or I think I was just sitting at my crib by myself. Can't remember. Because I was in the process of moving out of the house that I had with me and my friend, because me and her got into it over just bullshit. Me and her got into it. So I was moving out of there too. I don't remember if I had moved out or not, or if I was still in transition of moving out. I think I had moved out though, because we only was on that lease for like 6 months. We stayed in that crib, and we got into it and fell out. And we was both Scorpios. We was tight. But told him I was pregnant. He looked at me and said, so what you gonna do? I'm like, what? Like, that was not this, that was not what I thought he was going to say. So I'm just like, well, what do you mean? He's like, are you finna get an abortion or what? Like, he didn't even ask if, he didn't even like entertain the idea of us having a kid together. He flat out was just like, you gonna get an abortion or what? Because I already got 2 kids. That's what his response was. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, so you're telling me you want me to just, like, what are you saying right now? I just couldn't believe it. So me and him ended up getting into it. He left. I was at his house by myself. Yeah, I was at his house by myself, because I don't think I had moved out yet. I can't remember, you guys. 12 years ago. So I think a good 2 weeks had went by. At that point, I had told my mom already and everything. And my mom's like, don't get an abortion, this, that, the third. And I'm like, okay. So I think it had been a good maybe 3 days I didn't see him. Went back over there to go see him. And I think we brought up the whole me being pregnant again. Can't remember. All I know is that this is what ended it for me. I came over his crib to just sit down and talk, whatever. I hadn't seen him in a while. I had this nice ass Louis bag. It was like maybe like a Speedy 30 or some shit like that. I had worked my ass off for it. That was my shit. Like, that was back then in 2012, 13. So I was on it. 13, 14. So I had set it on the bed, and he just kept knocking my shit off the bed. I'm just like, why do you keep doing this? I don't even remember what conversation we was talking about, but I just knew he just kept, mind you, he's bipolar. He just kept knocking it off the bed. And I don't mean just like a simple, he was knocking my shit off the bed, y'all. So that was the first time he did it. I picked it up off the floor, I set it back up. I said, why did you do that? Whatever the case, kept talking. got heated again. He knocked my shit off again. I said, don't do that again. Why do you keep knocking my purse off the bed like that? I don't know if he thought I got it from a guy or what he thought. Pick my purse up again. At this point, I'm a Scorpio. For any of my subscribers, y'all know sometimes I am very short-tempered. I even had a subscriber tell me that. Yes, at one point I thought I had anger issues. Like I needed anger management. I be getting angry fast. So third time, 3 times you out to strike. I said on the bag, set my purse on the bed again. I said, don't do it again. Still talking. He just knocked my shit off, bogus as hell. Which this was probably the wrong thing to do. All I know is I picked my bag up, reached up and smacked the shit out of him, because that was the 3rd time I told you. That was the 2nd time I told you to not do it, and you turned around and did it the 3rd time. This is when I seen it. The nigga turned around, punched me right in my face. I fell to the ground. Then I stood up, and I'm like this at this point, because I can't believe the nigga hit me. Then he pushed me hard as hell, fell into the closet, then fucking broke the closet door in the back, fell down. And so I get up, he proceeds to still chase after me. At this point, I'm getting the fuck out, because why are you chasing me like this? This is insane. Mind you, I'm still pregnant. I am still pregnant. At this point, I was probably like maybe a couple weeks pregnant. Still pregnant. All I know is I'm out the door at this point. The nigga snatched my wig off and pushes me down the fucking stairs, you guys. Didn't give a fuck at all. And excuse my language. Did not care at all. Pushed me down the stairs and everything. I'm like, wow. And I run for my life. I called the police on him, sure did, and I scratched his fucking van up. Did it make a difference? No, because his van was already shitty as hell as it was, but I had to take out my anger in some type of way. I called my brother to come pick me up, and that was it. Some weeks went by. His mom had contacted me, and she's just like, you know, I really think that we should sit down and talk about this. I just wasn't really open to it. And I tried to just maybe sit down and have a conversation, because just for his mother's sake, because I was tight with his mom, but you know, she know how her son is. But after that, I just couldn't get past that. And I said, I'll be damned if I sit up here and have a kid by an abusive man and he turn around and abuse me or my child. Like, I just couldn't do that. So it had to be like, all I know, 48 days. Because I have a tattoo on my back that says 48 days, my love. That stands for me getting an abortion. Yes, I did go and get an abortion. Yes, I did go and get an abortion. Did I regret it? Absolutely. Any of the women out there that I'm speaking to right now, if you guys have ever had abortions, then yes, it is something that you almost always regret, and something that you always feel like you have to live with. And after I did that, because I just remember my mom was so upset that I went and did it, but I had to do what was best for me. And I didn't feel like me bringing my child into that situation would have been a healthy thing for me to do. And I was so young and naive, like it was just a lot. And there's a lot of young moms out here, but that was just what I went through in my experience. And I'm not judging nobody. I don't expect y'all to judge me either, but that was just a choice that I made. I just remember my dad went and took me to go get my abortion. I was just upset about it because I really regretted it. And I mean, it took me probably months. I mean, probably almost a whole year for me to get over everything. And I really probably didn't get over that relationship and me getting an abortion until almost 5-6 years later. Like, it took a long time. I just remember that first year that everything happened, I would just sit in the shower and cry every single day. Like, it was just so depressing for me. And I didn't really get over me having an abortion until I have my daughter, until I gave birth to my daughter that I have now. Like, that's when I finally was like, okay, I feel like I'm okay now. Because it just takes a long time. No matter what, if you get an abortion, like, you still feel like something is missing, like a part of you is missing. You're always going to think about that child and everything. At least that's how I was. Everybody's different, but that was just my experience. But that was the story of me dating a psycho bipolar ex that I dealt with. And that was the traumatizing experience that I went through. So moral of the story is, for all of you young ladies out there, I would just say focus on yourself first, no matter what. I know it's very tempting to kind of be out here and being around guys and everybody wants to have sex, but be safe, be protected. If you feel like there's any red flags, make sure you pay attention to them. If there's anything that a guy tells you and it doesn't sit right with you in your soul, then you pay attention to that. Don't be out here just being careless. Always focus on yourself first. Don't be out there chasing guys on dating apps and trying to just have fun, link ups and everything like that. I know we're all young and we want to have fun and we want to, you know, summertime's coming up in Chicago. You know, everybody wants to be having fun and stuff like that, but just do it in a safe and good manner. Make sure that you're always putting yourself first. Make sure that you're not chasing anybody, because no matter what, love is always going to come. But don't force it. Don't look for it. Don't expect it. Don't ignore clear signs of things that you should not be accepting. If you notice anything about a guy's past when you ask him and there's any signs of abuse in there from a previous relationship, pay attention to those things. Don't be naive like me, thinking that he could beat on one woman and not beat on the next woman. Also, don't put your hands on a man and think that he's not gonna hit you back either, because I've seen a lot of women that be out here just beating the mess out of men and they think that they are untouchable. At one point, a man is gonna strike back as well. Is it right? No, but someone can only tolerate being hit so many times. And I'm not saying that what he did was right to me, and I'm not saying that what I did was right to him, but keep your hands to yourself and just make sure that young women build and establish knowing yourself first and having a solid career and goal, and make sure that you're into something. You have a solid hobby, you have a solid career path before you think about dating or think about getting into a relationship or looking for marriage. Dating is okay, but just know that every man that you date, you don't have to lay down with. Every man that you date, you don't have to sit up there and tolerate the BS of them and their baby mamas or drama or anything like that. Don't get yourself into anything that you don't want to be in, okay? So I hope that you guys like this story. If you guys didn't see the one from Ghana, I'm gonna link it up here, and I hope that you guys took something from this and can learn from this. And I just hope that a lot of young women can hear this story, and just women in general, and just know that don't tolerate anything that you feel like you shouldn't deserve. And domestic violence is never the answer to any situation. It don't matter what you think you've been through or what you think you did wrong. A man hitting you is never a good thing, okay? So I love you guys, and I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.